fancy intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
Good morning, Star Trek Fleet Commanders, and today we'll go over the patch 61 patch notes, where we have a couple of new features being added into the game today. Though with so much being added, I'm just going to go ahead and let you know I'm expecting stability to come around tomorrow, but don't worry about it. As always, if there are any hiccups in the game, they'll get handled and we'll get to play. So we've got Section 31, a new faction and faction store. We've got the Wave Defense activity, the new facade, which is just the Section 31 building, a battle simulator, which is actually a pretty neat little like satellite outside your house, little mini game for you to play. It reminds me a little bit of Q's Trials, but still interesting. New officers, new missions, etc. and more, as it says right there on the chart. We're going to start with the Section 31 Wave Defense briefly. We did go over that in its own video last night, kind of discussing some of the new things the game is adding. This is the biggest feature, right? This is where you are going to group up with 4 of your friends, whether you're an alliance or not, and go after it, right? To defend that object, to defend whatever it is that you decide to go after, whether it's the level 30 with that Borg lab, whether it's the level 60 if you're really high up there with the Section 31 covert base. Either way, you're going to have the opportunity to do that. The ever mysterious Section 31 is reaching out for help, which automatically, that canonically just sounds weirdly weird. This brand new faction brings a new activity in Wave Defense that have helped you defending critical locations, such as quick start armadas as part of the rewards and other really cool things. Along with Wave Defense, you got the brand new building, and it's the facade right here. Now, in terms of like what it does for you, the building itself, we're going to drop down in the news. You can see it increases base weapons damage against wave hostiles, hull health up to 2,250%. I kind of wish that was just against wave hostiles. Again, we're getting so much power creep. All those hull health things that you're purchasing, well, they're kind of poo-poo when you got that massive thing. Just kind of like, wow, that's a lot of numbers. But to get to that, of course, you're going to have to level it up, and you're going to have to go to max level to do it. Now, this one levels very, very similar to your normal buildings and actually maxes out at level 60. Whereas you would think with like the game going 61 plus, it would max out maybe at 70 or 99 like the mess hall. Maxes out at level 60. You can see all the Section 31 stuff in the video that we did last night if you haven't checked it out already. New fleet commander is Luther Sloan with some pretty interesting abilities I think a lot of commanders will like. Tactician stuff, which is combat related buffs focusing on maxing your cargo, hostile loot, and ISO defense. The mechanic, which is going to be the second line in his tree. Ship power focuses, buffing a resources level and tearing up forbidden tech, shield, and more hull. Yay, more. You just sold a prime on this. Maybe we'll sell another. All right, and then finally, escape as utility buffs increase protected cargo, max warp speed, FKR reputation gains, and more. So I do think that he'll be a good officer, very much a combination of somebody like Kirk, who's already in the game, and some of the other fleet commanders that have good buffs. 2 officers this month, Enterprise E Riker and Troy, giving you synergy to Enterprise E Data and Picard. Increases your ship's impulse speed. So you get another impulse officer here. Could be useful for those of you who are trying to speedily fight around in some of those brand new wave defenses. Maybe. And then officer abilities. Each time your ship is hit with a weapon, increases critical hit chance against hostiles. Clearly very similar to what we've had before with other officers. We know the power of critical hits. Enterprise E Troy at the beginning of each round reduces opponent's shield health by X amount against hostiles. So now we have a very Yuki style, but it's an officer ability. So very, very potential value in this one. And then below deck increases critical hit damage. I'll be honest, the below deck one, especially getting up to 9%, is probably what I'm going to end up using her more for. New missions, you're going to find 15, which are pretty neat for your core stuff. And then you're going to have 5 for wave defense, which will be operations 30 plus to do the wave defense stuff. 2 new refits in the game. You'll find these in your Section 31 faction store. So for those of you who are going to be level 30 plus, be on the lookout if you're wanting those. Increases contents of the defined amplified claim bundle by 50%. Gonna be honest, meh. And I just think it looks really cool. It looks straight from Tron, which underrated movies, but meh on the abilities. And the Talios increases inert nanoprobes gained from killing probes with our Talios by 50% and gives another refinery option for converting them to charged. That last part could be nice. All right, and here are your primes. Shield hull health boost. Again, we talk about what they keep adding to the game. If you're a spender out there, this has basically no value. Literally multiple things in this game being added that give you shield both this month. Yeah, that's just not even worth the $100. Now, Delta Spike, improving your Voyager refinery, can be, though. Up to you if you decide to spend on those. No event type with buff events, and this is going to be introducing a new style with a significant buff for all commanders, claimable with the gifts once the event starts. Then there are 3 events scheduled for this month, and they are listed. That way you'll know when they are. We will talk about these in more detail as we get closer to them. The first one is in 4 days on the Friday of this week, if I remember correctly, and that's going to give you up to a 50% effective damage boost. Up to, again, effective damage. We'll see. We'll talk about it more on Friday. And this buff will not be visible in any of the exocomp slots. Now here's your interesting one, the battle simulator, like I mentioned earlier, in Star Trek Fleet Command's first mini game, allowing commanders to engage iconic starships in real-time battle simulations. And then we got a bunch of bug fixes. Real quick, I'm going to just show you again. Remember, just because the game's up doesn't mean everything's working. But if you click here, you've got your battle simulator on the outside. You click into it here, and you can start battle a Romulan to Deridex. And you see I've got hostile ships and everything right here. We'll just make sure we got this clicked over. Not that it matters, but I'm going to do it anyway out of habit, because habit. But if we click this, we'll be able to start this, and here we start. Here's your Romulan to Deridex. Looks really neat, honestly, but you're just going to sit there and charge, attack, and do it this way. And it's, again, it is a mini game. It's one of those things where, is it anything specifically like amazing? I don't know, but it is new, it is fun, and there's rewards. And I got 2 stars out of 3. The completionist in me is going to want to do as well as I can possibly do in that type of a mini game. So am I going to complain about mini games? No, I'm probably going to work on it because completionist, and I do like that there's something new. It is a little simple, but at the same time, I'm curious to see where it goes. This is month 1. They just launched it. We'll see. So Battle Pass cosmetic and event store. You're going to have that throughout this month. Pay attention to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then lots of bug fixes rolling out this month. We've not had a ton of these here recently, so quite a few of them here. In terms of ones of note, some of the big ones like the Armada cancel Reason 13 issue is gone now. There are a few that I'm hoping to see pop up but haven't. But yeah, you got several different ones all getting added in here to the very end. And then some localization issues for some of you who are having issues in the game with your syncing between device and the Scopely servers. Now, a lot of these I was hoping would be like that, you know, error 4 and stuff, and error 3 that have popped up. Those are apparently still being worked on, but there are still some really important and very appreciated bug fixes in this list. And as you can imagine, with this being new content, you're going to have to worry about bugs this month. But at the same time, I like some of the things that they are putting out. You see my timer's not even working properly for my ship repair. But again, patience is a virtue. One that most of us struggle with, but it is a virtue. Let me know what you think about this month in the comments section down below. And don't forget, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, we give away 5 battle passes, potentially even more, on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/RevDeuce. Come get a chance to win a battle pass. Who doesn't want to win a free battle pass? I think most of you do. I'm going to collect my winnings real quick, because managed to survive the infinite incursion that never happened, and then we can go and enjoy the event store once it pops this month. Love you. Catch you on the next one. Deuces. Bye.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.